in your years, what has happened that may have made you lose faith and how it came back around for you. Those two stories together.
Well, you mean like lose faith in yourself?
In your practice, in your creative practice. Because there's
that's the thing is that like there is the issue of acceptance, right? And in order to get jobs and to sort of kind of uplift your career, right? But I think if we look at art history and any art form, that has never been the mantra of people who are remembered. So, so I guess the first thing is an African American and a writer. The first thing I owe to is the legacy of those who've gone before us, the Harlem Renaissance writer and whatever. I feel it is my responsibility to carry on that kind of tradition, right? So clearly, the larger society is going to have issue with what I'm saying, right? So, so I have to go in knowing that and expect that there will be obstacles or it may be impossible. Zora Neale Hurston ended up as like, somebody's maid. Somebody's maid, right? So I understand that I am a Black artist being an artist in America, right? So a lot of these things, which are the stairways to heaven, are things which have been not made accessible to me. And conversely, they are not things that interest me, right? Because I am trying to put another step, in the step that has been afforded me, right? And it is that, which sustains me. So, as far as this thing about like, being done or being despair and stuff, I just, maybe I rationalized it and said like, they're dumb. They don't understand, they're like, don't they get it? That, I guess I'm supposed to be, I guess there are a lot of writers like, they just don't get it, because ultimately, whatever art form you're in the process of doing it, in the process of making it, ultimately the nut to crack. Art is problem solving, and making art in the moment is the art of solving problems. And ultimately, the nut to crack, the problem to solve is you, yourself, right? And, all of that other stuff does not contribute to that, right? So if you don't believe in that, you might as well, go back to school and be an accountant. That's how I feel about it. And I'll tell you one more thing that's sort of like related to that, was something that was ingrained in me when I just started, my lesson in the arts of being a sailor. The notion of, particularly under sailboats, a rendezvous, right? Where you meet another vessel at some coordinate in sea, waving, moving, waves and oceans sort of moving around, being in a place where you have to maintain that place in order to rendezvous with someone. I asked when I was sort of assigned to do that, how long do I wait? And I was told, until they come.